is, I believe, the first time we've ever talked about a VR game.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, the escape room related news. So there's an Assassin's Creed
Hugely
VR
popular,
escape room,
famous
huge video game series. This is actually the second time they've done a VR escape room tying into a game release. From what I've read, the game itself is not spectacular, but as a promotional tool, I think it's a really cool concept.
Have any of us played a VR game yet?
No.
I remember like when VR hit, I tried like the big headpiece, and it was
Like,
right.
I did like a sample at like Comic-Con.
But I've never actually played one. Like I wasn't really taken by it.
Right.
When I tested it out, like it was like a rainforest, and you're just walking through the rainforest.
I had to take my glasses off so I couldn't see anything.
Yeah. I played.
There's that other problem. Too.
It was not a puzzle game per se. Stephanie did their first VR game. How was it?
You did the Batman one, right?
I was just going to bring that up.
Oh, yeah, well, you did Batman Batman VR on PlayStation.
Batman VR, or Arkham VR, whatever they had called it. But in that game, just looking in a mirror and seeing myself in a Batsuit.
Well, for you, yeah.
Going into the Batcave, putting together your arsenal. But the gameplay itself is basically a VR police investigation. You're in what the Arkham games dub detective mode. And you're trying to put together a crime.
Yeah.
And the crime, I don't want to spoil things, but Brian said all the VR escape games he's played have been a huge disappointment. That's what I've heard.
That's what even the article sounded about the Assassin's Creed
Stephanie
one.
said nice, more like an adventure game where you had to climb and find a way out, like the old Lara Croft or Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
games,
that sounds
nice.
like what this other one was too.
Well, I'll tell you, in Tomb Raider, the original Lara Croft Tomb Raider games, they were 100% one of the first things that got me into puzzles with Resident Evil. And got me into this medium. So I might have if Stephanie's saying that it's a lot like that, I might want to check that out. Great use of VR technologies, but there were hardly any puzzles.
Right, that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like in the Assassin's Creed one too.
I've read some reviews that Room Escape artists have done of some VR games that seem decent. So there might be an avenue to check out. But I personally we get offers probably monthly from VR companies that want us to bring games into Trapdoor. And my personal feeling on this is that if you came to Trapdoor, it's because you want a tangible experience, something that you can touch, something that not virtual reality.
Right.
You can play virtual reality at home. Hence.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest too. It's like you spend 9-10 hours looking at a computer screen a day. The last thing I want to do when I get home anyway is be in front of a screen again.
It's not even be in front of a screen, but just your eyes are a screen.
Yeah, I just go home now and I read books because I just don't want to be locked into my phone or a TV screen or my computer. So I mean, I can't imagine working a job, like a 9-to-5 customer service job or something like that, Monday through Friday, just to spend your weekend doing VR games. But that's just me.
There's people like that.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, I have lots of gamer friends who spend every waking minute of their lives when they're not working playing video games. So I mean, I get it. But for me personally,
mostly.
But I mean, as you said, like I don't want to be in tune to that all day every day. So having an opportunity to come to an escape room, especially something very elaborate like what Freak Show is going to be or what Curiosity is now, that's a lot cooler because you're not locked into that.
Brian wants to know what book you're reading.
Well, the last 3 weeks I've been reading a whole bunch of Richard Stark crime novels, so I highly recommend those. Butcher's Moon was the last one I just read. Now I'm jumping into fantasy with China Miéville and City and the City. I'm just trying to keep it varied, so good stuff.
All right. Well, next up on our list is actually